hello. This is Els coming to you from Bemis Crafty Corner, and this is the finished product of this series. It's wrapped in plastic, and it's tied up with tulle, and it's ready to go. Okay, so let's take this out of here and take a look, okay? So, I'm going to get the bag out of the way. Let's start with that, and we'll take a look at it. This is the way my journals come. Whether you buy this from me from a live physical event, or you pick it up in my shop, or it is something that is a commission piece and somebody delivers it to you, this is the way it comes. It comes in a plastic bag, wrapped up and tied up in a piece of tulle, just for presentation's sake. It really has no value other than that, okay? So, let's talk a little bit about the series and how we got to this point. So I've done a series of these videos by request from several people that were like, can you do a video, kind of walking through how to do the basics of a journal? And I said, absolutely. So I originally had intended on doing pretty much two parts. One part that was going to show you the basic tools and how to gut a book. And then one part that was going to kind of walk you through stitching and signatures. And I figured that was it. I was done. And then somebody said, yeah, but the part that I always get stuck on is the decorating. And I said, okay, I'll do a video on decorating, but I'm going to tell you right now, there's at least 20 people that are going to tell me that I'm doing it wrong. Okay? And yes, I mean that. There are 20 people that, they take the time to either comment or email to tell me that I'm doing it wrong. And here's the thing that I have to say to them, and I'll say it to you as somebody who's, thinking about starting your first journal. There is no wrong. There's no wrong. It's just a process. This is my process. It's how I work, okay? So once you get through the basics of, gutting a book and figuring out what you're going to do for your inside paper and getting your signatures together and sewing those in, then you're right. You do have to decorate this thing. So let's talk about that real quick. I always do the front last. And the reason that I do that is because I want to concentrate on the theme of the book, and then that will tell me what the front needs to look like. Okay? Another thing that always comes with my books is some kind of a dangle. This one I did a ribbon bookmark with a little crystal piece on it and just a little tag down here that says inspire. And then you also get this, which is an elastic that can be taken out and wrapped around the book to use to keep everything in. So let's go ahead and take a look at the way that this is decorated and where we went after we put in all of our pockets and journaling cards. So the first page is blank. I always just leave it that way. And again, that is linen paper, and the linen paper is always left blank so that you can write on it, because that's really what linen paper is for writing. And so I decided very quickly in decorating this, there was going to be a theme through it, and that was the roses. So I put a little rose applique in here, and that carries through the whole journal. Okay. Now, there's as many different processes to making a journal as there is journalers. This is my process, and the reason that I do it this way is simply because I don't make journals for myself. I make journals for other people, and I want them to find themselves in these books. So I leave them as benign as possible. Okay? They are simplistic, but decorated. Okay? So we went through, we put in all of our pockets, we put in all of our journaling cards, and then I went through and I started adding some bits and pieces of decor and ephemera to them, and adding phrases and words and things of empowerment into this book. And then I went back and I went through it again just to kind of see if there was anything that I needed to change up. And I went through and I put out some little pearls and some little crystals and things. And then I went through and I decided that it needed some paper clips and things like that. So I added those things in the end. So let's take a very quick look at this book. So here, just a basic pocket with a journaling card, minimal decor. Okay, just a little washi tape, a little sticker, nothing on the pocket here, just some simple words, a little more washi tape. I have a little crystal here that just kind of draws your eye to this piece. A little pocket with a pearl. We dressed up the pocket with a little bit of washi tape here. I did a belly band here. Now, the paper that I was using to do this was a 6x6 pad. So obviously it's not going to go top to bottom. So this is a trick that I use, just matting on some regular cardstock, a piece of my paper that matches, just to kind of pull it together and be able to use it for something like this, like for a belly band or for a larger pocket. You'll see this kind of replicated in several places throughout the book. We did use some rub-ons, and here's one of those paper clips, you know, and I can put it anywhere. I can put it on the page, I can drop it down and put it, you know, on like my pocket down here or at the top of my page up here. Entirely up to me where I want to put it, but I put that in. A little pearl over here. And this is a perfect example. When I did this pocket or this page originally, this was not here. I did this page and I moved on, and then I kept saying to myself there was something missing, and I came back and I put this little stamp here that's like a passport stamp, and it was perfect, and it was exactly what the page needed. So sometimes you just have to kind of go back and look at a page, and you'll find something that works, that belongs on that page. This is just a piece of the paper that I just rounded out and just placed it in here. It's not a pocket or anything, it's just there for the rose image. Little pocket, there's that little applique rose again, some more washi stickers. And the process by which I do this, where I go through and I decorate just kind of randomly from front to back, allows me to not run out of any specific piece of ephemera. Okay? There's some things in here that are one-offs. There's a key here. This is the only key on its own that you see throughout the book, but I do use some key washi tape, so it ties it in. Here again is one of those 6x6 piece, you know, cut pieces, and used it to make a pocket. This is just a piece of the paper. And I noticed, see here, that here's that key washi and another single key, and then over here I've got this piece and it's got these little crystals on it. So I said, okay, I'm gonna have to put some other crystals throughout the book. So I started adding some crystals. Here's another paper clip. This one looks like a little butterfly and a little crystal. There's that bookmark. And I just went through and kind of kept to that rose motif. Here's a little pearl. There's that rose again. Another crystal. Another pearl. Very minimal amounts of bling in this book, but enough that it draws your eye to certain places as you go through it. This one here, I wanted to make sure that I had the paper going in the right direction so that the roses were going in the upward, so I had to be careful when I cut this piece. But that's in everything that we do. You know, you have to kind of pay attention to directionality, okay? So I went through and just a couple of rub-ons, just placed things in randomly, leaving lots of room on the paper to actually journal. And another paper clip. This one has a little tassel on it. A little corner pocket here, just a little tuck. And there's that rose again. Here's a little flip up. Some more rub-ons and some more of the wording, and I've changed the direction of the words to encourage people to, you know, maybe not write straight up and down the page. Maybe take this piece and write across it this way, however they want to do it, but I'm encouraging them to do so by doing this. And then continuing through with the same motif, always leaving the linen paper completely open. And then we had this one right here, and I was like, well, what am I going to do? Well, I had this little thing, and so I decided I would make a little tuck spot, and I had this piece of paper, and originally we had just put this in, and I was like, oh, that's cute, but no, it wasn't right. But when I folded it in half and tucked it in, it became perfect, because it almost is like a secret little note somebody put in there, and that's just one of those touches that you want to add. And this was a very long journaling card. I made sure my journaling card had colors that were represented in the book. So you have your purples and your light blues and your pastels, And I stuck to those colors throughout, all the way to the end. And I may or may not put a pocket on here with some more journaling cards or ephemera or something in it. Probably going to leave it just the way that it is, to allow people to make this their own journal. So that's it. That's my process. Okay. And there's a whole bunch of ways to do this, but this is the way that I do it. And I find that it's easy, especially for somebody who's never made a journal before, who wants to make a journal. This would be an easy way to kind of organize your thoughts and get one put together. And you could become more creative as you become more familiar with your personal style. Okay? So that's it, guys. That is the whole thing. And this tool is going to give me a hard time here. Here we go. Spread this out. Just to make it look nice, make it look pretty. There we go. Give it a little turn so that it's where it needs to be. Move it up a little bit on the book. Perfect. And then I'll just put this in a bag and it'll be ready to go, whether this goes into my shop or goes to a physical sale. It's one of the few books I've ever made that didn't have a purpose. I just did this one to show you guys. Listen, if you have any questions, or you just get stuck on something and you need a little bit of help, I am always here to help you. And so if you want some help or something like that, you can just reach out to me through email or Facebook, or just put it in the comments, and I will get back to you as soon as possible and help you out to get your journal completed the way that you want it done. And let's see. I would like to see what you do. So if you do decide to use, these videos and they help you to create a journal, I would sure like to see it. So if you want to send that to me privately, that's okay. Or if you want to put it in the group, that is fantastic as well. However you want to present it, I would love to see it. If you are new here and this is the first time you've ever been here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. If you would be so kind as to hit that red button for me and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. So if you will subscribe, like me, ring my bell, and share me with all of your friends, then your friends can be my friends, and my friends can be your friends, and our friends can be friends. And before you know it, we have a gigantic crafting community. Until I see you the next time, guys. Bye-bye.